we'll see if that did it. I don't know if it's you or me, but stream being strange. Yeah, my bit rate's really good right now. Audio's back. I hear the background music. Okay, okay, good. Excellent. Okay, all normal for me now. That's weird. I had no errors in the... Usually, like, if I'm dropping frames or something, I'll see it. Weird. Alright. Well, like I was saying before, now that you guys can hear me, like, the ideas, like, what we're talking about and the ideas being presented, they're not bad ideas at all. They're good ideas. It's just, I'm really trying to keep the theme of you do something with essence, and you get, you know, the new stone, right? Because I still have Zeganite and Abyssium to add. Right, so it's like, well, it would be perfect for tier 3, and I could take this as an opportunity to be able to create maybe a third thing, right? So, you know what I mean? But it's got to be one of these that are like the tier 3 at least. But it's like, how do you hopscotch to it? You know what I mean? How do you get here? Do you add a new essence type? That'd kind of be a pain in the butt. That'd take a lot of work. You know, I'd have to come up with something unique for it. So really, it's a matter of, well, what do I add to maybe funnel these 3 essences together, right? But then the way the game, the way the spells and everything are, the essence type, right? Because there's light, neutral, and dark spells, right? I don't want to throw in a whole new essence type. But I want the interaction of these 3 essences to create new things like the Chimerite Stone, right? So really, it's like, it's trying to come up with a way to maybe take that ash and combine it with whatever basic stone or whatever, you know what I mean? To create this new tier 3, right? Because now you're creating new tablets here based on whatever this is. About if that's the tier 3, Abyssium has a better capacity for magic and Zeganite's better at channeling it. Maybe both are needed to reach tier 3. Well, so I understand what you're saying, right? So yeah, you know, having these, you know, this type of tablet here, right, the Abyssium, right, it would still kind of match as the step forward, but how do you get to that step? How do you make Zeganite? Right? You make all the other 3 stones up to this point by throwing them into the furnace, and depending on the essence type, it transforms it. And the fact that it's 3 different things, that's what kind of sucks right now. That's what sucks. Hold on, let's go over here. Let me think about this idea. So what if... So I have some kind of makeshift way to make Zeganite, right? You throw Enchanted Stone in here, it costs more essence, and then you can make a Zeganite. And then maybe if you throw a Zeganite into here, this could become Abyssium. But then you would need to, you know, you would need something else here too, right? Like, unless if you throw it in the light too, that could also become Abyssium. But this way of getting Zeganite's not that great. Because you could literally do it tier 1 before you've made any spells or did anything else, right? You have Arcanus, and then someone's like, oh, you know, cool, I just got this Enchanted Stone. What happens when I throw it back in? Oh, I'm making this thing called Zeganite, and it only costs 12 Essence. You know what I mean? Because I can't make the Essence count too high, because then I'm gonna have to, you know, it's just gonna feel bad that you need that much more essence for an item that you have to mass produce, right? You'll need a lot of this stone. So it's gotta be kind of cheaper to make if I'm burning it. Right? And it would be kind of hard to... See, my first thought is, well, I could kind of throw that into there, and it becomes Abyssium, throw it into here, right? Does that become Abyssium? Like, how do I get all 3 essence types in there? Because I can only throw 1 item at a time. You know what I could do for now? Let's just get a bunch of things here. Enchanted Stone. Zeganite, and I'll move this over, get rid of that, move that over. Where is Abyssium? There it is. Right? So this is kind of everything I need here. Oh, and of course, I'll pull out some Essence Ash. We'll just pretend it's all 3, right? It'll represent all 3. Bam. So I have this Essence Ash that you can make. You can make the different kinds of stones, right? You can make the different kinds of stones in the same way as the Essence Ash. So these two things are pretty much the same. It's just one's going to use a rustic compound for its base, the other one is going to use stone. Right? So the Essence Ash is harder to make. Now I got three ash types. Bam, 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 right? Neutral, light, and dark. Where's my enchanted stone? There it is. Right? So what process do I make to convert all 3 of these ashes together? Do you apply it, like right-click, apply it directly to... Yeah, that feels cheap, like applying it to like a large rust crystal to like transform it. You know what I mean? And then I'd have to save the tag if you break the block, right? I'd have to like write attributes to it and then try to reapply those attributes and hope that nothing's lost in translation. That's kind of a pain. Maybe you need a new crafting block or a multi-block like structure that can have items drop into multiple spots. Yeah, right? That's where I was thinking with this. It's like, oh, what if I take the Eldrathnium and I have an add-on there and it turns from 1 slot to 3, right? But then the system would screw up a lot. I can't change it that much because I'm gonna break what I already have. So it's like, I mean, maybe the goal here, I guess it wouldn't be too bad, right? Because I did introduce the Rift Weaver here for like tier 2. You know what? I'm thinking of changing the Rift Weaver. Because you can add a rift charge, right, to create a rift. I'm wondering if I should make it to where you could use this with Serenity, right? So I could spawn a rift. Here, let's try this. Let me see if this harebrained idea would even work. I know we're bouncing around now, right? But you get this. Let's get a rift charge, right? So I do that, and then I take like transmutation, right? Bam. It creates a rift. Now going to Serenity. Right? So I just got a rift charge, right? I think so. Before I had it to where the Rift Weaver was kind of a tier 1 thing. It made it easier. Like the idea was you would create a rift with the ritual, and then or you could go around and then you could get rift charges and then basically throw a rift charge in here to spawn a rift wherever you want, right? That's what the rift charges were, really. But now it would make more sense to be like, hey, you know what? Put an Ethereum in there, right? Pop an Ethereum in, charge it that way, and then you could spawn the rift, right, with transmutation, and then you could use that rift. Do I have to fix this? Yeah, I think I gotta fix this. Yeah, so it looks like tier 1 transmutation does not work. Tier 2 does. Right, so I could use that to grow my rift blooms or anything, or I could use this to like harvest this, right? Like now I could kind of go in and, well, if I had enough mana. See, and you could just do that, right? Oh, concentrate, I moved. Bam. Right? So maybe the Rift Weaver is a good way to convert another item into a rift, and then you can get the rift charge from it. Or you could just wander in the world and find rifts, and then use Serenity on those rifts to get your rift charge. You charging my rift if you get my drift. It's you being a poet. That's funny. What if Serenity also consumes the Rift Weaver if it's found below the rift? No, that's a bad idea. It takes a lot to make a Rift Weaver. You wouldn't. That would be like every time you create something with this, you'd have to recreate your Arclight Furnace. That would not be a good idea. This block would have to be a reusable block. The mod is already all about grinding. Not so much in the new update. There's a difference between grinding and being like, yeah, to take a step forward, you have to. That's like every time you make a grimoire, it consumes your Oculus. You know, it's like, oh, I gotta rebuild the Oculus. I hope that spell was worth it. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm now thinking about, like, I think it's a good idea to make another block, right? Like another whatever this is going to be. And it could be something where, like, you know, you add all 3 charges to it, and it, you know what I mean? Like, I add all 3 in different positions, and then it slowly converts it into whatever the new stepping stone is, right? And you use whatever that is to make the, you know, maybe it makes Abyssium. Added the 3, and then you throw a stone on top, right? And it's like its own little self-contained furnace. Although it can't be a furnace because I have the arc light furnace. It would be more like infusion. Yeah. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna make this to where So I think it's a good idea having it to where maybe it accepts Ethereum and Arcanus to like different effects, right? Like maybe. Maybe not Arcanus. Maybe just Ethereum. Right? It could be like add an Ethereum to charge. And then you could convert those. Although Ethereum may be a little too expensive. Or what if Arcanus makes the regular size rift? And then if you add an Ethereum, it makes a big rift, a much bigger rift, like double the size. You could also require things from late base game like Coke. That's a good idea too, Deegan. My initial thought was I get something in that's like have the mod be self-contained for a bit now. Although you do need lead to create the lacrima now. But to help like attach it a little more, maybe you know, come up and maybe use things like Coke and stuff. That way it kind of follows your in-game progression a bit too. That is a good idea. I need people, you know, the testers to be able to look at it and be like, yeah, you know what? This if you add like Coke to this recipe, you know, it would help, right? Because then it's more of like a natural like item block. Yeah, if you spawn a bigger rift and then use Serenity on a bigger rift, it drops more rift charges. And actually, that would be a great way to convert Arcanus, right? Because Arcanus dies on the vine here. And then eventually you move past it, right? You could burn it in here, Arcanus. You could burn it in here. Or maybe you could feed it into here. I like this idea. I'm liking this. So this would be the block entity for the Rift Weaver. Oh wait, that was the anchor, not the Rift Weaver. Here it is, block Rift Weaver. This is the code I would expect to see, right? So I can come up with different states here, right? I can say if this is inert, right? If this is inert, then yeah. So on block broken, right? That's not what I want. I will have to change that too. This on interact start, which would tie back to here, right? So if it's inert and you have a rift charge in your hand, right? So this is where I would change it. I would say Arcanus, and then I would put the block in a charge state so I could create different kinds, right? I could say like charged and like, I don't know, like I may have to change that keyword, right? But then it would trigger a different effect, right? Because I'm essentially turning it into another type of block. I think that would actually be nice, and then that means that this could also use Chimerite to make maybe an enormous rift, like a huge rift. And then if you break that rift down and then do Serenity towards the center of it, right? It could drop like a bunch of rift charges. But and that does help out this, right? That helps out a lot of tier 2 and then into tier 3, because you're gonna need rift charges definitely for tier 3 stuff. It's just you'll need like whatever this extra thing is. A lot of good conversations today. Vexus and Deegan, you both got me thinking about a lot of stuff here. No, but like once the glider BP, looking at rarities within the base game might be something you can use to combo that late game stuff. Yeah, you know, a big disappointment. I wanted to use quartz, but there are 4 different kinds of quartz, and it's not worth all the effort it would take to be able to create like a quartz wild card and everything just for like basic tier 1 stuff, using it here and there. So even though quartz is a crystal, right, in this world, it still kind of sucks. Like I can't use it in like a very meaningful way with the new system. But, you know, I also don't play this game a lot, so, you know, like, I know Coke is, like, a high-end thing, you know, silver, things like that, but I have no knowledge in, like, how valuable it should be, right? And in what way to use it to where it's not a slog that you gotta suddenly grind out this hard-to-get thing. Yeah, I think we just need I need a play session. I need to like actually play this game for once instead of just modding for it all the time. Feed the Arcanus into Rift Weaver. What would a magically charged Rift look like? Well, it would look the same, right? Like I would have it to where it would like turn on with its rotation and glow. Really, the different gems that you put into sacrifice would dictate the size of the rift. And then that size of the rift, when you use Serenity on it, would drop more shards, right? But it would be giving the gemstones cross-pollination between these soft tiers. Right? Because Arcanus isn't completely useless anymore. Now it may be worth, you know, producing a bunch of Arcanus because you happen to have your Riftbloom farm came in. And you got plenty of small crystals because you've been getting the big crystals and you could smash those, right? And then you could just throw in an Arcanus here and get an automatic 1 Rift charge from it, right? But Serenity would be your cost, right? Like you would be using less material but more mana. Right? On the flip side, if you use, something like Ethereum, that's going to be more of a material cost to make that. But you would need to cast Serenity once, right? So you're not, because mana is not something that comes back easily, right? And then the tier 3, right? You would be able to get like a boatload because you would need more more of that material in tier 3, more rift charges. So really, I'm just thinking about, like, this is kind of off topic. It doesn't help get us to Chimerite, but it's something that probably should be in because it's gonna give you more flexibility getting rift charges, which are gonna be vital in everything here. Like there's rift charges in a lot of these recipes. To make the Mage Week bag, you need like 8 rift charges, you know? Only mod I'm suggesting other than ours is primitive survival. So I have my bushcrafty needs. Yeah, put in primitive survival. I kind of do want to get started on that. Like I do have a server I could throw it on too. It's about noon. I'm hungry. I want to get sushi. Sushi I shall have. So I think for now, yeah, give me sushi. If you were closer, you'd come over. You'd come over. Grab a roll or two. I'm gonna be buying like three rolls. And I shall devour all 3 of them. with much happiness. That's how I'm, yeah. Oh, it's funny, you look at it, it's like, oh, for this roll it's like 210 calories. That's why I could eat 3 rolls and then like a couple hours later be like ravenous. You mentioned being hungry, and all that came to mind was what damage would be caused if Seraph ate an Arcanist or a Rift Charge? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You probably break your teeth on the Arcanist. The Rift Charge, I would assume that it would be bad. I get like a different one each. It's awesome. Exactly. You know, for sushi, crab rolls, right, where it's just the imitation crab meat with the rice, or California rolls are the only rolls that I really like with sushi. Now, mind you, I haven't tried a lot of other sushis, but there's some where it's like it's got like the mayonnaise in it. I don't eat mayonnaise. You know, it's got like the raw tuna in there. It's a texture thing for me. I don't want to chew on a booger. You know what I mean? So California rolls, I'm all on board with those. Those are my go-to. Those are my go-to rolls. There's a place. It's funny. So around where the next town over, there's a pretty good sushi place. Now it's in a very shady part of town. Like a very shady part, and it's literally right next door. No, it's like there's like a buffer like house or whatever, right? But there's an adult arcade that's like in the area too, right? And I had to find out from my friends that arcade does not mean it's got games like Mario and stuff in it, because it's an adult store, right? But the sushi place is really good. It's funny because like the main street, they redid it, so you see like beautiful storefronts, and it's like this nice double wide road with this like pathway in the middle. Really cool place. But this adult store is like on the back end, like on the other side of the building, right? And the sushi place is called Lover's Sushi. And it weirds me out because of the adult place right across, like 2 businesses down. So it's shady, but it's really good sushi. Really good sushi. Their miso soup is awesome too. Black Dragon roll is so good. Let me look these up because let's see here. So let's look up a Black Dragon roll. Autofilled for me. Type of sushi: shrimp tempura, avocado inside, topped with eel. Avocado, eel sauce. I don't know what an eel sauce is. Sometimes black sesame seeds. I mean, I like calamari, so maybe that's not bad. And it looks like it's all cooked. Looks like it's all cooked. That's what I like. What's the other one? Dynamite roll? Spider roll? Soft shell crab. Cucumber. Avocado. I don't know what burdock root is. Topped with eel sauce or spicy mayo. See, that's probably why I would never do that roll, because I don't like spicy mayo. Like I don't eat mayo. And I think the ones around me have the mayo in it. But the few places here, let's see. Black Dragon's Cook Sushi. What was that other one? Shrimp tempura. Dynamite roll. What is a dynamite roll? Western style roll. Alright. It could be good, could be bad. Shrimp tempura, avocado, and cucumber. May also include other ingredients like crab, salmon, various vegetables. Alright. Wrapped in nori. Good so far. Often served with spicy mayo and other sauces. See, for me, it's the sauces that would mess it up. I like my soy sauce. That's what I want to dip it in. I don't want like a spicy mayo orange sauce drizzled on. And there's a couple other places where it's like I'll get a California roll, and then their interpretation of a California roll is like putting those orange like fish eggs like all over on the outside of it, and you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't want to eat that crap. I said California roll. Like, should I go over the ingredients for you? Right? Cucumber, avocado, imitation crab meat. Get some white rice in there. White's good. And then wrap that thing up in the seaweed and give it to me. Don't sit there and try and change it and be like, well, you know, we put mayo inside and this. I didn't ask for a Big Mac roll. You know what I mean? Like, I asked for a California roll. How you doing, Oder? Maybe you can get it without mayo. I've tried. Unfortunately, a lot of the places, English is a second language. When you go into like the specialty places, they'll be, and I've tried to be like, can I just not have the fish eggs on it? They're like, oh yes. What does it come out with? All three of my rolls, all caked with orange fish eggs. And I'm like, this is not what I wanted. I said no. Oh no. It's like, yeah, Big Mac roll. Throwing every single sauce in there. I don't need the sauces. I just want to taste the meat, you know. I want the hint of the avocado, right? Like, I want it to be fresh. One day when I come and visit, we got to find a sushi buffet. There was a sushi buffet around me. It closed down many years ago. There was like, the place was okay. There was like some kind of like sting that they did. Like they ended up shutting it down. I guess they were giving happy endings to like people. And I'm like, and first thing I thought was like, where? This space was freaking tiny. Like, was it like an after hours closing thing? Like, like it was, that was in the news. Like, it just like, it, you know, it closed out. It's like, oh, what the hell happened? Oh, it closed like a month ago. Like, holy crap. Like, first thing I thought was like, damn, I hope they washed their hands before they made the sushi. Oh man. Alright, I want sushi now. We're gonna find someone to raid. This was pretty good. This was a pretty good stream. Pretty long stream. Although I had to cut it halfway. Yeah, it was in the basement. Could have been. Could have been. But, you know, it's weird. Like, you would notice, like, you know, people going in restricted areas, and I, you know, I never noticed that. It was weird. Hey, Lunatic. Hey. I'm doing pretty good. Hey, man, that Limbus company game, that is killing me. I feel like the first 25 minutes was like talking. And then like one sentence, tap. Another sentence, tap. Another sentence, tap. It's killing me, man. It's killing me. And then they had me do like combat, right? And I'm like, thank fuck, alright, I get to do something. And then it's all like guided stuff, right? It's like, oh, to connect the dots, right? And I'm like, they didn't tell me like what moves did what, right? They make you like fail in the beginning, and it's like, I get it, but the combat, like, it was boring because I couldn't do anything besides what you scripted me to do, dragging my finger, right? And then now it's like, you know, like they're talking more and talking and talking. I finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking come back to this, because I've been sitting here for literally like 25 minutes, and I've done one scripted battle. And then I'm like, okay, good. You know, I got to a thing, right? And I click on it, right? I'm starting to maybe play the game, talking and talking and talking, and then finally the first bit of combat comes up, and there's literally like 17 little dots, and it's like, oh, click this to select your people, click this to select this, oh, swipe, oh yeah, now you got to do this, now you got to do this, now you got to do this, and I'm just swiping through. I'm like, are you really, like, is combat this fucking complex? Holy shit. Oh, now this is the attunement stuff, right? Or now the synergy, and you do like 2 yellows and 3 yellows, and now you can get this effect, and I'm just like, you bore me to death with all of this stuff. I'm not invested in any of these people. You know what I mean? I'm not invested in anyone, because I'm losing track of like the story, because it's just like dot dot dot. Ooh, I'm mad. Dot, dot. I'm just like, I don't want to give up my freedom. I'm like, I don't want you to give up your freedom. I'm encouraging you to fight. Let's go out and do something. So yeah, man, that beginning it's been rough. It's been so rough. I'm gonna try again today. I'm gonna try to get through and actually do some kind of combat and play the game, but holy moly, man. I'm like, my eyes are glazing over. I'm like, there's no skip. There was a skip in the beginning, but stupid me's like, I heard the story's good. Let me read this. And I'm like, I can't. And then going through this other stuff, I'm like, skip, just fucking skip. I'm just tapping the screen. I don't fucking care anymore. Just skip it. There's a lot of text. A lot of text. Like, if I want to read a book, man, I got plenty of books. I got some physics books that I want to crack open still. I want to finish Starry Messenger from Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know, like I got other books that I would prefer to read. I want the when I finish those books, I want to get the handy, oh god, what was it called? It was the handy book to like quantum physics. I think I have it in my Charles Liu, I think, was the author for it. But it's a he's got a couple books that I want to dig into. But yeah, I can't with that. Oh, yes, I am. Just getting off now. All right, everyone, let's find someone to raid. Twitch. So yeah, I just need to come up with a way for you to step into tier 3. So far, it seems like creating a new kind of crafting thing, right? Similar to what the Rift Weaver did here, create something else that can maybe combine all 3 essence types into another kind of essence ash that you could then use. You know what I mean? Like something. All right, who is playing? We're gonna try and find someone new. We're gonna throw it to someone new. What do we got? I just want vintage story. There we go. Game vintage story. Oh god. Did Twitch have another update? I fucking hate when it does this. Like, it's all like weird looking now. Oh man, that sucks. Alright. Someone new that speaks English. Alright, it got rid of all of my tags too. What the hell? Good job, Twitch. Good job for messing everything up on me. It's exactly what I wanted. Mint Toby, we could do that, or... Man, I just look at, like, people's stuff, and it's, like, really wordy. Why don't we throw it to... It's just... No, we'll throw it to this guy. That's not what I wanted. Alright, you know what? Well, I'm just... Because I had nowhere... Oh, man, I hate Twitch sometimes. There we go. Maybe that won't, like, blare my eardrums here. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Alright, this guy speaks English. We're gonna go to this guy. Looks like they're playing with another person. Perfect. Raid Mint Toby. Yeah, there's a lot of text. It does suffer from things of getting good at around Canto 4 plus Chapter 4. But if it's not your kind of game, then fair enough. Yeah, I'll try it again, man, but... And it wouldn't be bad if it like if it gave me like a little paragraph to read, but like one sentence at a time and like sentence feeding me. It's bouncing around like it's something. It's something. The basic story seems okay, right? You know, like I like the general theme, like the Limbus, you know, bus part makes more sense, right? Talk about purgatory and the sinners. Okay, I can get behind that. But there's less lore and more like the clock guy can't talk and that's your main character. What memory is this now? You know, it's all jumbled and I'm like, you guys are confusing me. Like, illustrate to me that the person lost their memories, right? Don't Alright, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, the Alpha 2 is out for those who have access to it. Give it a playtest, see what it's like. Give me feedback. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.